He was then still involved in with Siandisa Trust. And he was, at that stage, he was still involved in the BE consulting space. Dani and the Fachani group and also Siandisa approached us to ask us if we will be willing to assist their clients with their statutory compliance. A few years later, training portal was established. We've come a long way, and I think it's been a very nice learning experience and a growth experience to all of us. Mm-hmm. And the nice thing is we're providing an excellent service, all the parties involved, to our clients and help them towards their path of excellence.
Wow, that is very inspiring.
I started the company literally in 2000.
Okay.
So CSG has been basically rendering services in some other way, everything with regards to human capital. Mm-hmm. Later, also focusing on training and the BE components and statutory compliance. But we've been around for literally 24 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a long time for a company to be around.
And the service has actually evolved with regards to the needs of the clients. And then what I did is I approached specific partners, strategic partners, which are specialists in their fields, to assist us because it's very competitive out there. And you must surround yourself with the best associates.
Absolutely.
So that's how we're building the company and assisting other companies also to render that service with professional partners and specialists in their field. I did industrial psychology at Stellenbosch University. Then I did an honors in labor law. Mm-hmm. And the company was, when I started the company, we were labor law specialists and more in HR consulting, focusing on labor. But as time went by, we basically saw that we must expand our services to stay relevant in the market.
Absolutely.
My role at the moment is basically I'm the managing director and I'm focusing on new business development and client maintenance and make sure that, we render the best service at all times. So that's basically my role. Yeah.
These workplace skills plans are very important component. It's a prerequisite for the verification of the skills element. So, your verification analyst is going to require 4 prerequisite items.
Okay.
Otherwise, they won't even look at that element. The first one is a proof of registration at a relevant CETA and the submission of the workplace skills plan. Then they also want to see that workplace skills plan was approved, and depending on the timing of the verification, it could be that the approval hasn't been done yet. Mm-hmm. Then they're going to require the prior or a affidavit from the training manager or the skills development facilitator that it was in actual fact submitted. Then they would want to see the actual work-based skills plan and together with that the ATR. And then they would want to see that the company or the measured entity did some training or the skills that they're training is aligned with the CETA's priority skills plan. If your skills development spend drops below 40% because skills development is a priority element, then you could lose a level, which is a very
disastrous thing to come through us from.
Yeah, it's very bad. If you're BE sensitive, if you have made a concerted effort for skills development, and then just in general, companies, it's not a legislated requirement, but you get a percentage of your skills levies, you get that back. So, but for BE, definitely a very important part. The CETAs are aligned with industries and sectors, depending on which sector industry you involved with. You get registered with that SETA. Some SETAs open their submission platforms November, December. Some SETAs a bit later, February. And then you have to submit the information in the required format. Certain SETAs allow for extension with valid reasons, then you get another month. But as soon as the submission platform closes, there's no additional.
You can't go and try it again.
No.
So it's like, and if you've missed out, then you've missed out.
Yeah, well, you've missed out, and then you have to wait until the next year. So you're going to miss out on the opportunity to have what's required for your.
And that can be quite detrimental.
Very detrimental. Specifically, if companies spend between 3% and 6% on of their payroll, total payroll on skills development in order to get the relevant points for their BE level. Another consideration would be your employment equity reports, because that's also an aspect that your verification analyst requires. It's part of the management control element, and they would request, either you're a non-designated employer, which means you have a workforce component of less than 50 employees, and your turnover is not above the threshold that the Act requires. But if you are a designated employer, you have 50 or more employees, or your turnover threshold exceeds the threshold, then you have to register and you have to comply by submitting EA2 and EA4. And you do that now, at the beginning of September. The Employment Equity Act is a very punitive act. It's not all about BE. It's, if you don't comply, you get penalized severely. If you're a designated employer and you do not comply with the requirements of the Act.